Hey family, shocking news came out over the weekend where there was a drone attack against the United States in the Jordan area. And unfortunately, 3 troops were killed. President Biden spoke out and basically said, this means war. I have the details to share with you in just a moment. But before we get started, make sure that you'll subscribe to the channel as well as hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Now let's go ahead and start with the video. Starting off with some very tragic news that happened over the weekend where 3 United States troops were killed. Yes, this is in regards to a drone strike, an unmanned drone strike in the Jordan area where multiple people ended up being injured as well as 3 individuals were actually killed. It says right here that up to 34 people were injured in this Jordan drone attack. And according, we see the picture right there of President Biden. But anyways, the 3 U.S. servicemen were killed and dozens may have been wounded after an unmanned aerial drone attack on U.S. forces stationed in the northeastern area of Jordan near the Syrian border. Yes, Biden blamed the Iran-backed groups for this particular attack, which is the first deadly strike against U.S. forces since the Israel-Hamas war erupted back in October and sent shockwaves throughout the Middle Eastern area, in which we all know that there have been the Houthis that have been sending out missiles towards these particular ships that are traveling through the Red Sea with cargo information, equipment, and things of that sort. And the United States has sort of been dealing with this issue for less than a month or so. But here recently, things have gotten a little bit heated up. And now we are seeing that these particular drone attacks are happening a little bit more frequently. Previously, the United States shot down a few drones in the air, and now this was the official daily attack against the United States forces. What are we going to do? Well, apparently President Biden has spoken, and President Biden says that the U.S. shall respond after this particular drone strike by the Iran-backed groups, which killed these 3 U.S. troops in the Jordan area. Yes, pretty much President Biden is saying that World War III is basically imminent at this particular time. And yes, we have been seeing this for multiple months now, in which multiple different countries are coming after the United States. And this is the only one that has been able to touch someone directly from the United States, which pretty much has caused some casualties as well as some other individuals being injured. But pretty much the United States, including the Biden administration, is not going to stand down in regards to this particular attack against the United States. So anyways, what does this mean for all of us? Well, we need to be more mindful of this because we definitely don't want to see any type of war breaking out anytime soon, especially as we have the potential to have a power transfer later on this year, considering that the presidential election is around the corner. So, but anyways, it does look like the United States will be striking back and responding to this particular drone attack. And I would only assume that this is going to happen within the next 72 hours. In fact, it might have already happened by the time you are watching this video, depending on exactly what's going on out there. So anyways, you definitely need to be mindful of this in case you hear different types of chatter going on, depending on what type of groups or news media websites that you actually listen to. But just know that the United States will be coming after Iran specifically, as well as these particular Houthis in that particular northeastern area. So anyways, just wanted to keep you guys posted on that as usual. And just in the meantime, guys, I would solicit you to pray for those individuals that ended up losing their lives, as well as their families, as well as their friends, because we definitely don't want anything like that to happen to anyone that we actually know. So keep them in your prayers in the meantime. But in regards to this particular attack, shockingly enough, President Biden is asking or urging China and Beijing to press the issue with Iran over these particular Houthi attacks, because we all need to use these particular ships to go through the Red Sea to carry our cargo from one side of the world to the other side of the world. So anyways, Biden is urging them to be a little bit of assistance in regards to getting these attacks to actually stop. The biggest question that I have is we don't necessarily have that good relationship with China or Beijing. So why would we expect to have them do something for us, considering that China wants to invade in Taiwan and the United States is standing in between that actually happening? So anyways, I thought this was rather weird in regards to us asking China for some assistance in regards to these particular attacks, but maybe that is how diplomatic things are going within the United States and other countries. So anyways, I don't necessarily see Beijing actually doing something like that, but you never know. So I would only assume that China is using this particular Red Sea as well to transport their cargo from multiple countries as well. So it could be beneficial to China as well as the United States. So that could be one particular reason that Biden is urging Beijing or China to actually help out with the Iran issue in these Houthi attacks that is going on right now. So maybe some of you out there know more about this, more versed than I am. But anyways, I thought that was rather weird that Biden would be asking for a favor for a favor. So anyways, not only are we concerned with the Houthis and these particular drone attacks coming directly from Iran, as well as some issues or some concerns with China, but we also still have North Korea in the background. And recently, this is another sign that North Korea is preparing to go to war, potentially with the United States, but probably with someone else as well. But anyways, over the weekend, North Korea was seen or heard firing more missiles, cruise missiles that is, according to South Korea. Yes, the launches followed a round of North Korean cruise missile tests last week on January the 14th, a test firing of the country's first solid fuel intermediate range ballistic missile. And of course, like I said, North Korea is continuously practicing their particular equipment in regards to how they could potentially put an attack against the United States. We all know that North Korea is working with Russia and probably working with China as well. I would only assume that all three of them have some type of planned attack that they want to come after the United States. But of course, that is just my thinking. That is just my belief. That is just my opinion. We haven't seen that anywhere listed online, but I would only assume that that could be a potential strategy to come after the United States. Will they succeed? Well, we don't know as of yet. But again, World War III is definitely imminent at this time. Things are getting worse. Things are not improving. And I would only assume that ultimately things are going to lead down the path of going to war. However, that would be highly acceptable under the current president, President Biden. But will that be the same effect if we are under the president Donald Trump? Yes, guys, that is something that we actually have to think about, because as you know that the presidential elections is around the corner later on this year, and so far it is looking like the former president Donald Trump is leading the race. And shockingly enough, that looks like the rematch between those two is inevitable. Yes, I know that Nikki Haley is still on the campaign trail fighting right now, trying to go against Donald Trump, but I believe that he is so far ahead that there is absolutely no way possible that Nikki Haley can catch up. So the only thing that we have sitting right in front of us is a rematch between President Biden and the former president Donald Trump, which I must remind you that since last week, in regards to the latest polls, Donald Trump went up an additional 5%, and President Biden is still sitting in the same spot that he has been sitting in for months now. So obviously we are potentially looking towards being under the presidential advice or direction from the former president Donald Trump. So like I said, the biggest question is, if Trump gets into office as the next president of the United States, how will these potential wars play out? We already know that he is going to close the border. We already know that he is going to have a stronghold in regards to us providing money for Ukraine and other countries as well. So how will all of that play a part in regards to the potential going to potential war or having a World War III. Do you guys know? Definitely love to get your thoughts on this or your opinion on it. If you get a chance, comment down below. I would love to get an idea of what you are thinking of. I know it definitely myself. I know what I am thinking of, and I would only say that President Trump is not going to provoke any type of war, but his voice could carry so much power that someone tries to test him. That is my thoughts. I would love to get your thoughts. If you get a chance, comment down below. But outside of that, guys, what do you think about us going to World War III with one of these countries or potentially all three of them at the same time? Yes, guys, it is looking like it is pretty much imminent at this point. And I definitely do not want to see what the future has in store for us. But anyways, I would love to get your thoughts. Comment down below. Outside of all that, I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, that's all we have for you today, but feel free to check out some of the items down below in the description. There are a couple of opportunities for you to earn some free money. Also, don't forget about signing up for the Amazon Prime membership where you can get 30 days for free. It's a great time right now as the NFL is about to kick off the Super Bowl. This is going to be super exciting, and what a great way to get the Prime membership right now, as well as order things and get them delivered to your front door for your Super Bowl party. But anyways, those are just a few. Check out the links down below. But anyways, if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, please go ahead, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like today's video, then go ahead and hit the like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.